What's up, guys? We're here back with the daily BSLT update, and we have 40 cents. Let's refresh this up here. And we are also going to be talking about the bull case for BSLT. Why there's the potential for, going back up to 80, 90 cents and so forth. We did a post earlier. So if you want to see the bear case of BSLT and why it could potentially go down and lower and just crash, check out the Let's Play series episode. I think it's 57. But this is going to be all about the bull case. So let's talk about the BSLT bull case, how this thing could skyrocket even past $1 potentially here. So the highest we've ever seen on this has been 93 cents. And that was at the peak of popularity, about 1 month after the launch. So it took some time. There was a lot of speculators in there holding BSLT and just seeing it go up and up and up, go up like 5 cents, 10 cents, a day, rapid increases. And there was no new content or nothing behind this. It was just speculation and people thinking that this game is great, this game is amazing. And honestly, it is still the best crypto game on the market. So you have that going for it. Like, this is the actual best crypto game, something you can actually play rather than need to just mindlessly click buttons and mine things. You can still actually do the mining aspect too if you want. Like, you can go in and just play this game strictly as a mining crypto game. You got to buy land and then you log in twice a day, click a couple buttons, log off, and bada boom bada bing, and you've got your standard crypto mining game. So if you want that, if that's the kind of gameplay that you're looking for, an investment style, you have that here. But for the people that actually want to make more money on their BSLT and use their resources more efficiently and effective, that requires actual gameplay of joining parties, joining raids, going hunting rare mobs such as the moles when they are in the game. So things like that, doing things that are a little bit more difficult and challenging, but not too difficult. So for moles, for example, could be solo killed. So a solo free-to-play player could actually farm the moles and have earned a ton of premium currency, the BSLT crypto token, and made a good amount of money as a completely free-to-play player. It was totally possible. And when the moles do come back, they most likely still will be soloable. And as the game progresses and his gear gets cheaper and cheaper, characters get stronger, moles will become even easier to kill and be soloed by other classes rather than just sorcery. So there is also a lot of tons amazing content coming on the horizon. So just coming up in the next couple of months, we have the ocean unlocking. The ocean is going to be a source of great conflict and potential massive resources and value. You have ships, you got to build ships, you got to build cannons, you got to build sails, you can customize your ships. So the amount of freedom in the ocean is insane. And we also don't know what potential new things that he could be adding to the ocean. We had Leviathan, World Boss, Kraken, ghost ships were kind of like mini bosses out in the world before. So things like this are very cool and exciting, and definitely will get people interested in the game once again. So you've got a lot of great things. Also, with that ocean coming up, you have fishing most likely coming back to the game. So fishing was never actually in Archeworld, but it was in Arc Age, and it's a cornerstone of Arc Age. So there's a reason to believe that it will definitely make an appearance sooner rather than later here. They haven't really talked about fishing, but a lot of people enjoy the fishing kind of mini game aspect of it. What they need trade packs though. So trade packs is a backpack that you put on your character. You put a certain amount of resources into that backpack, and then you run around to different locations. You have to manually move these backpacks around and carry these goods on your character. And the reason you do this is because if someone kills you, you're then forced to drop that loot, and the loot now becomes free for all, and anyone can pick up the loot. And so, of course, the person that killed you is going to pick up your loot and then go and take it in and return to the NPC that wants it or the machine that wants it, and get that great reward for risking and carrying that trade back across the world. So trade packs are integral to this game, and we haven't seen them yet. So the fact that the game is holding population and holding players so well without having a lot of the core features in Archeworld right now is simply amazing, and it's a testament to how good of a crypto game this is. Compared to in any other MMORPG, though, this does not hold a candle to any of those. But if you're looking into the crypto game genre, this is by far the best crypto game. I don't even think there's an argument on that matter. Like, I don't think anyone can come up with a different crypto game and be like, this is better gameplay, this is better stuff. I don't think there's even any just argument that can be made. The next big reason on why this could just skyrocket and blow up is the quantities of these NFTs. So we have land NFTs and we have fandom NFTs. So the fandom cards are the first NFTs of this game, of this company, and they're like the VIP cards. There's only 2,200 of these, and you can see there's 588 unique owners, so 26% unique owners, and the price of these things have actually just been skyrocketing up. So you disregard this one because this is a glitch and it cannot be purchased. So what it's being used as, a little like, what is a good way to phrase this? It's using as a trap trick, something like that, something to just manipulate people into thinking, hey, they're only worth that much. But if you go over here and you'll see a lot of people actually are paying a lot higher. So 2,400 clay, 1,800 clay, and then you have some of the other ones who got tricked and fooled into these sales. Be like, oh, okay, it's only worth 877. So this guy sold for 910, this guy sold for 900. But generally, most of the sales are right around 2,000 and and upwards. It's pretty mind-blowing that these have little to no use right now, and there only is a potential for new land sales coming up in the future, and also the North America and European launches where land sales will those have a great benefit. But these guys have just seen an incredible increase in value with just pure speculation on these things. And so if the game was dying or going away, these things would not be worth anything. These things are just holding their value. They're actually growing in value, which is crazy. If there is more land being sold, which there is a lot more land to be available, there's more different zones in Archeworld, and so land will be sold. We do know that there's aqua marina land, so water land, and we don't know if it's going to be sold or not yet. They haven't told us this, but the general assumption is that it will be sold, just like they did with the basic land. There's also other basic land that will be sold in different regions when they release the North Continent. There's also some more land on the southern continent as well. There's also ocean land and island land that is very rare and exclusive. So there's gonna be a lot of usage for potential land sales in the future, but this is all pure speculation and just the craziness that these guys are actively rising in price when a lot of people are currently frustrated with the lack of new updates and content is very, very telling and showing you that this game does have staying power. We also see the same thing happening with the land. So land is a better gauge here of this because it's actually based on usage. And there wasn't an event that dropped a bunch of new land NFTs, and we thought the price of this land was going to go down significantly. It actually did not go down significantly. It went down to about 1,800 as the lowest price for the small standard land. After that event, you can check the activity over here. This is all on OpenSea.io. There's a couple other websites that are used that are official, and you can see some of these. So some of these did go down. It looks like someone got some really good bargains here at 1,400. It looks like from the same ID, this 51D4. So my guess is that's probably a scammer who ended up scamming someone and stole their NFTs and then ended up selling them really cheap, just like he sold 2 of the fandom cards for around 900 clay over there. Because as you can see, all the other prices, like even after the event, the price went down to 1,800. I've never seen this. 1,400 is brand new. It's 12 hours ago. This one's 5 hours ago. So it does look like that's kind of a crazy outlier there. But you'll notice that most of these sales are upwards to 2,000, and the price is still going up. Like even after the event was about 7 days ago, the lowest, like I said, was around 1,800 after the event, and all the new supply of these got produced out there. They're also losing value, like the labor potions and the Archeum that you can produce from these lands. They're not as valuable as it used to be, but the land prices are still actually creeping upwards and going up slightly, and people are still buying and gobbling up these lands, and even the higher end lands as well. So the NFTs are really showing a different story than the frustrated players who are like, there's nothing to do, we want content. The NFTs are really showing the staying power of this game. And as more land is opened up, as more content is opened up, which is coming, we are getting new monsters in like 2 days on this update here. We're getting new higher level monsters that should actually increase the price, because there's going to be more things to hunt, more things to go after, new items. It's going to be hyped and excited. There's going to be new coin purses. There's going to be new Luna gems. Who knows what else these monsters might have. There might be new Rift bosses. This might be allowing us to get the tier 7 weapons and armors, which almost, no one has even close to that. Maybe one person on the server is potentially close to a tier 7 weapon or armor. But the new content opens up new avenues. There's just so much stuff that is in the pipeline. And like I said, the biggest thing is these NFTs are holding and growing in value, which is just crazy. These prices are nutsos. Like, they were sold from the game company about 6 months ago. When did this collection start? I think it was like 6 months ago the collection started. And let's see, when April 2022. So approximately 6 months ago, these guys were started. And the small ones were sold by the company for 300 clay. The medium ones were sold for 450 clay approximately. The large ones are sold for 600 clay approximately. And you can just see the skyrocketing of prices on these things. So mediums about 6,000. The large ones are around 8,000. The extra large ones, they were sold for around, I believe it was 900. And these guys are over 10,000 clay. Like, if people didn't want to play this game or didn't think the game had a future, these prices would be crumbling. These prices would be, way lower. But these prices have just been going up and up and up and up and up. And even with like the extra large, the large, and the mega houses not really being that effective right now, you need to invest a ton of resources to make these guys effective. People are still buying them, still paying, and still believe that this game has, a 5-year future. And that's honestly the biggest thing that you need. Is you need hardcore believers that believe this game is going to last for 5 years, and people that are willing to invest, tens of thousands of dollars into the game. And we have that here. We have a lot of players that are willing to spend some good amounts of money on this game. So this is the bull case for BSLT. When will this price skyrocket? Well, every time a new update happens with new content, you have potential for skyrocketing BSLT. Also, there is a 5% rebate now for the top 5 gear score players, which that will definitely encourage BSLT purchases and spending. So if the top 5 whales on the server are getting some cash back, it makes them feel a little bit better. Be like, hey, cool, I can throw down 10 grand, but I get some of that money back. Cool, I like that. That's a nice little feature. They also have a private Discord channel where the top 5 players can actually communicate directly with the game developers. So those guys are getting treated like royalty, and that probably will encourage more spending. And that's what you want. You want, the top players who have hundreds of thousands of dollars, to spend the hundreds of thousands of dollars on the game. So this is the bull case here for BSLT. Definitely could see a price increase. We do have some selling pressure coming from XL Games, and they're going to sell their earnings, but their earnings was about 350,000 BSLT, right? And so that means they took 10% of all of the auction house sales. So that means there was 3.5 million, probably doubled, because it was supposed to be 10% of the auction house sales, and then 50% of that was their earnings. So that means realistically it should be 7 million BSLT was bought and sold on the auction house in 1 month. That's a ton of BSLT. That means people purchased that because that's how you get the BSLT. You have to buy it. So if people were buying, millions upon millions of BSLT, then when the price goes down, they're just going to keep buying more and more BSLT. So if price goes down, people see it as a good deal, see it as on sale, and like, wow, I like this game. I'm going to keep buying this BSLT because it's only 20 cents right now, or it's only 25 cents, or it's only 30 cents, and be like, I think it's going to go to $1. I think it's going to go to $2. And then when the North America server and the European server open up, when new servers open up, there's going to be a huge demand for BSLT, and this is all the same BSLT. So the BSLT that is used on Asia is the same BSLT that is used on the American server, and it's the same BSLT that is used on the European server. No more BSLT will ever be created. There's 1 billion total supply. Most of that is locked up by the game company, which is a very, very good thing. So the liquidity pool has around 1.3 million in there. And there is a little bit extra reserve that they can use for the liquidity pool and so forth, because obviously XL Games does not want the price to get so high so quickly, and they currently do have a ceiling of about 50 cents on the BSLT price with the beginner packages, but you can only purchase 180 BSLT that way, and that's not a lot of BSLT. Like if you have an extra large house or a mega land house area, you're going to need thousands upon thousands of BSLT. So just to give you a quick example on this, when North America releases, I plan personally on spending about $20,000 right now on the land, and by doing that, I'm going to have approximately 50 properties that I will own. That's my game plan right now. And so in order to own 50 properties, we just own the land, right? So we own these land parcels, but we still need to put the tent, we need to put the house, we need to put the building on the land. And so for having 50 properties, at the bare minimum of putting a tent down on every single one of those properties, we're looking at spending 7,500 BSLT. And obviously, by having 50 properties, we're going to end up having some of the larger ones as well. So we're going to be spending a lot more BSLT to put all of those buildings down, the mega, the larges, the extra larges, and so forth. So, I mean, realistically, I could be needing 20 to 30,000 BSLT to manage my properties. And it is a stake, though. So, I mean, but if I'm committed to buying so many properties and owning these lands, that's because I believe in the game and I believe in the future of this game. I'm not doing it for a 1 month process and be like, okay, 1 month it's over. Like, I'm committed that BSLT, say 30,000 BSLT is going to be staked for a good 6, 7, 8 months before I even think about taking it out and quitting the game. Like, this is an MMORPG that you plan to play for years and years and years. So most of these housing designs that get staked, that BSLT is pretty much good as gone. It's not leaving the game until something dramatic happens and you actually just quit, leave the game. So this is the bull case. I do think that there is a strong bull case, but in the near term, I am personally bearish. So that was the bull case. I do think personally, though, it is going to go down and it is going to see a decrease. But yes, it very well could go up and shatter that $1 price point that everyone kind of was like, oh, $1, let's get there. There was massive amounts of hype, and truly all it takes is 1 or 2 whales that decide to try and pump the price up, and the price could skyrocket up to $1. It doesn't even take that much money. The market cap on this is really, really small when you look at just the liquidity pool. You have about 1.3 million once again. So if someone were to buy up all of those BSLT, you're looking at probably around like $200,000. Like if someone dropped down $200,000, they probably would end up buying almost all of the liquidity pool, which pushed the price up over $1. So it's something to think about. Like, this is a very, very low market cap. And yeah, none of this stuff should be taken as financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I am here just talking and giving you entertainment, my thoughts on the matter. And again, personally, I am bearish. So if you want to check out the bear story, it is in the Let's Play series. I will see you guys tomorrow.